What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about ticker VPLM. I want to go over what this company is all about, what's been coming out as of late, and whether you need to buy this or not. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, I did pick this company, which is 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, if I'm saying that right, because it did hit my kind of criteria. And I always like to screen through OTC companies to ensure they have at least 10 million in volume that they completed, and the price is at least over 0.001. So it does meet those criterias. So yeah, this is why I wanted to do a quick video on this company. So when it comes down to the stock price, at the time of doing this video, which is July the 10th, it did go down 26.71%. And I'm going to break it down and go over everything. Right now, the market cap is 96.66 million. This is what they do. So this is a company profile. So it looks like they engage in the development of a portfolio of voice over internet protocol processes in the US. Two employees based out of, two employees and founded in 97, founded in Waco, Texas. It looks like they changed their name in September 2006. Seasonality. As far as that goes, September, November, December, January seem to be fairly good months. That's just historically over the last 10 years. Their website does work. It's right here. It is functioning, especially for OTC. You always want to see if they actually have a website. I know that sounds bad, but it does. For them being founded in 97, I would have definitely anticipated for their website to look a lot better, but everything is there, not really up to date though. So it shows they have some interviews. It's very, very outdated though. Legal action. So clearly this is one thing that has been ongoing for a very long time for the most part. So initiates suit for patent infringement against Apple. So it looks like that was into 2016 though, based on up here. So June 3rd, 2024. I had to reread this a couple of times, in fact, because I think it's just weird wording. But 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, again, if I'm saying that wrong, my apologies, files new patent infringement against lawsuits against Verizon and T-Mobile. So I think that they just said this very weird. I get what they're trying to say. They're just doing a counter lawsuit, I think. But it looks like that is going to court for August the 19th, 2014. Based on this right here, so this does show that they're all compliant. So they kind of meet all the marks. They've submitted all their financials, which I'll go over vaguely in a second. But one thing that I just wanted to bring up while I'm on here is just looking at the trade data just to see about liquidity, because it's one thing if maybe one or two large transactions makes up majority of the day, but again, you need liquidity. And so this definitely hits the mark. So that's another kind of pass. In my opinion, what I typically do is I like to just screen through these companies fairly fast and do my what I call smell test. So if there's red flags, especially when it comes to OTC, just better to walk away, don't buy, nothing like that. So yeah, in essence, having good liquidity is definitely something to note. So their website is okay, like I said, going back over there, but there was one thing that did come out recently that I wanted to talk on. So going over here, so no recent press releases. The last one was on June the 3rd, which was on their website, like I said, but SEC filings, there was quite a lot of Form 4s recently, and Form 4s do signal transactions, either buys or sells from insiders. And based on this, it shows the CFO based on the transaction code, which is S right here. That means a straight up sell. So that's not for tax purposes. That is just a straight up sell. Multiple different transactions right here at this price. And yeah, they still do have quite a lot of shares. So I get dumping a small amount. This is just kind of small amounts in the grand scheme of things, but if you kind of look at and compare everything all together, it seems orchestrated to me. I don't really know much context about this. And so yeah, it looks like this individual right here, who is a director, did once again transaction code S, several 100,000 transactions. They still have quite a lot afterwards. This one I found interesting. This is the wife of the CEO, and transaction code S, 250,000 shares sold. I see this as a red flag. So What is even more weirder, and this is why some people don't really like OTC, because there's no rhyme, no reason, nothing at all. But with all these Form 4s showing insiders selling, seems to be orchestrated for whatever reason. And that's the bad thing about OTC, is like you have to look at X or Twitter. You have to look on LinkedIn. There's so many different platforms that someone might just say something vaguely, and that's why it went up. I haven't been able to find out exactly why it did go up, as you can kind of see right here on the 8th and the 9th. So the 8th, it went up 10.68%, and then on the 9th, it went up 39%. Obviously, those Form 4s did come out on the 8th. So it seems like people bought the insiders selling. Again, there might be more context to that somewhere out in the wide world, but this definitely is a very, very big question mark to me, unless it's just because of the previous days just kind of gaining more and more momentum. But it's something to keep in mind. At the same time, the broader market has been really running somewhat over the last couple of days. A lot of optimism associated to rate cuts, so that's definitely going to increase people's appetite for risk, buying power, and stuff like that. So this is where OTC could really stand to benefit, but still, for insider selling, doesn't really justify for this to go up. So in my opinion, I see that as kind of a red flag. On the 10th, though, this is where maybe the market just came to its realization that, hey, maybe those aren't the best things. And so one thing I just wanted to go over, so over the last, like I already said, this company has never done any reverse stock splits, but over the last 5 years, it is up 35.33%. So it somehow survives. It does kind of spike up. One thing that I always like to look at is what companies did spike in 2021. OTC was running like a madman. Everything was just spiking. So those ones were more pump and dumps. To see that it didn't actually participate in that, I see that as optimistic. So this one kind of shows that it's a true, credible company. Again, I don't know much context what happened right here, but at least it does show that it has a willingness to go up. Looking here, though, this is one thing that is kind of questionable. So as far as revenue, though, it doesn't show anything. So I don't understand exactly how they've gone and received money, especially through their website. It shows that there's been a lot of legal action. So maybe through the years, they've obtained a lot of money through that format. And that's how they've been able to kind of offset, for instance, their looks like 300,000 in operations. Maybe that's why. They do have quite a lot on their cash and cash equivalents, so on their balance sheet, so 2.2 million. So that's definitely fairly good. It did jump up quite dramatically March of 2023, so maybe they did a issuance piggybacking off of that crazy momentum that was happening at that time. So in reality, yes, this company proves that it's actually credible. It's a legit, like it's actually like a good company. Well, sorry, not a good company. I would say it's a legitimate company. But is it a reason to buy right now? I would say, honestly, don't participate in this hype up. If anything, catch maybe around kind of the lower end right here. Over the last 5 and 10 years, it's proven itself that it's kind of sticking around. And it can actually do so without completing reverse stock splits. But is this something that you need to YOLO in? I'd say no. So this one definitely add to your watch list. It's kind of questionable about all the insider selling. It'd be nice for some additional context, or even better yet, if they, for instance, do put out more actual interviews, because that is definitely something I feel like they can really easily do. And so yeah, let me know your thoughts on this company. I'll be trying to do one of these videos every day or every second day just on random stocks, my thoughts on it. Keep in mind though, I'm clearly not a financial advisor. You guys do whatever floats your boat and all the other fun jazz. So trade accordingly. Let me know your thoughts. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.